Hello, everyone. Happy today from me to you. I look dim. I look dark and dim. Hang on. I don't know if I look better. Is this better? I feel like I need to re-angle something. I feel like I need re-angling. Can I get re-angled? Am I re-angleable? Am I should I like rejig myself? There we go. We want the full head. That look good? How's my colours? That look alright? I was messing with the webcam, like the dimensions. I feel like I'll never get this right. There we go. Little, smaller, bigger. Fine, that'll do. What I normally do when I stream is I shut the curtain. There's a curtain here in front of me, right? There. Because light from the sun is really changeable, whereas light from that light and that light is static, and I can account for that. But I guess because we've got the other window open, it just changes the ambient light values. Hello, everyone. I hope we're doing well. Hello, Harry. Hello, Josie. Hello, Fluff. Hello, Oracle. Hello, Wenin Lenin. Hello, Dali Sam. Hello, Ichigo Dave. Hello, Big Popper. Hello, Bread Santa. Hello, Funky. Hello, Albron. Are you okay today, Albron? Well, it is very bright today. But look at my pallor now. It's almost green. I look puce. I look like I'm dead. Can I fix this? Is there any earthly thing I can do? Have I probably told the light balance to do what it likes? Yeah, never do that. Oh my God. Let's just put some warmth in there. Is that better? It feels a bit better. This is the kind of stuff other people do before the stream, but not me. I do it instead of saying hello. There we go. That's all right. Oh, there was a big argument in my house about what color puce is. I'm still not really 100%. Let me look. I kept thinking that puce is because puce derives from the French for louse. And so I always think it means louse colored. But then when I think of a louse, I think of a woodlouse rather than a flea. So I think it means gray, but it doesn't mean gray at all. It means actually, it means kind of a pinky melanin kind of color anyway. So maybe it would be good to look puce. Maybe puce is exactly the color I'm looking for. Lousy hue, yeah. But the thing is, puce looks like a healthy hue, doesn't it? Hang on, I'll show you puce. You let me know what you think. To me, I think if someone looked puce, you'd be like, you're glowing today. Are you pregnant? You look utterly puce. Let me show you this. This is sort of a different people's interpretation of puce. This looks all actually no, it's quite dark. Like it's kind of desaturated. This puce here is like cartoonishly full color. Salmon, yeah. But salmon look really healthy. Mauve might have been closer to what I was thinking of. Maybe I'm a puce mauve colorblind. Puce. It's I don't know. It's a little off color. Preemptive nuclear strike pink. You think so? Hang on. What color is a preemptive nuclear strike? What should I be picturing there? I think people think it's a shade of green because it sounds like puke. Well, I've got a much more confusing mistake where I think it looks like it's the color of a woodlouse. Does that lady have Chewbacca hair? I can completely understand why you've said that. This is the image search for Red Violet, where I guess she features. Here she is. And I don't see a face in. Oh no, I can see a face in there now. Yeah. Let me bring up an image search for Chewbacca and we'll do a side by side. I do see a Chewbacca in there. I can completely see what you're saying. Chewbacca. Like,
maybe we need a
head on. Like, That and that, like oh, you can't see the Chewbacca. Hang on. Uh, like this and this together. I can see the Chewbacca. I really wanted to go pink in the pandemic, and I didn't, and now I regret it. What's stopping you going pink now? In Wales, puss equals purple, if that helps. I mean, I guess so. In that, it's nice to know things, and I can just pop that on. I can just add that into the library of things I've heard. I can't promise it's going to go into long-term memory, but I haven't really turned a very good corner into ensuring that things go in there. Chewbacca looks like one of those yappy dogs. Yeah, I accept that. He's very tall. He's like 7 foot or something, I think. Chewbacca's pretty good looking. I think he makes Han Solo look like an absolute dud next to him. Oh, I see. You've got sunk cost fallacy. Do you know, I'm actually a big believer. I think sunk cost fallacy is probably one of the most unfairly discredited way of thinking. I think sunk cost fallacy is good. Can you imagine someone who just like, oh, that's sunk cost fallacy, and just stops doing anything the moment they stop enjoying it? No, you should always see things through to the end. Vermilion is green. Yeah, vermilion is green. It's not a fallacy, is it? Yeah, it is. People, it's called sunk cost. Look, it's sunk cost. What's the last word that comes up? Fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy. A cognitive bias that leads individuals to continue investing a decision based on prior investments of time, money, or effort. That's probably taken straight from the Wikipedia. Sunk cost, the bygones principle, does not always accord with real-world behavior. It's not logically inconsistent. It's a bias. Yes, maybe Wikipedia won't even use. Well, what is a fallacy? I guess there's a logical fallacy, which requires a kind of formalistic logic. But then people also use logic just to mean like good thinking. So I don't know. We've got a lot of shades of meaning being plucked out of the same set of words. The fallacy, this is still worth it. I don't know. Look, I'm a big believer of just get to the end, Imagine, right? I'm going on holiday, and while I'm on the plane, I think I hate planes, and I completely forgot. And I think, let's just leave now. Like, I should be thinking, I've spent so much money on this holiday, and once I land, it will be really good. But if I'm sunk cost fallacy, I'll be like, please, can I get off the plane? Please land the plane and let me go home. Knowing when the cost has sunk is the tricky part. The cost has sunk the moment you stop having fun, What's the worst plane, in your opinion? Like, company, the worst plane's probably one of the Wright brothers' first ones, right? Because that was like an early shot at it. The worst plane now is any Ryanair jet. Well, Dali Sam, that's actually sunk cost fallacy. No, you should actually get off the plane. Like, imagine I've gone on holiday and I get a headache. First plane back home. It is sunk cost fallacy, yeah. Like, let's say, right? Let's say I'm walking down the street and I see a house that's better than mine. And I think, oh, I should just try and live there. And people say, but you've already got your house and you need to see it out to the end of the tenancy. And I go, no, that's sunk cost fallacy. I'm just going to get this second house now because it's nicer. It's got a better view of the clouds. I don't think that's what it is. Yeah, you're right. I think I've grossly misrepresented it. I've made a decision before we start, before we do anything else. I want to roll back a decision that I made at the beginning of the year, and I announced I'm actually. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, is it on my screen? Yeah, it's on my screen. I thought I had a big thing on the wall. I'm like, what's that? No, it's on the screen. No, I've wiped that off. There we go. Anyway, I've decided I'm no longer toxic. I'm not hallucinating. There was just some schmuck. There was some schmuck on the screen, but it's gone now. But because it was just a little dot on my screen, on my little preview window, it looked like I had a big thing there, and it got me quite scared. I think if I've been sundowning, I started it at 25. Everything I do these days is consistent with a decline that started in my early 20s. I just want to let you know that at the beginning of the year, I announced that I'm going to go toxic now, and actually, I'm winding that back. I thought I'd go toxic for clout, and a couple of people have taken me aside and have had a word with me about the actual long-term consequences of going toxic. And I don't, it's not easy for me to say this, but going toxic's actually a young man's game, and I don't know if I have it in me to go toxic. I don't know if I'm strong enough to be toxic, so I'm going to become kind again out of personal weakness. I don't have a strong enough engine to be toxic. It wasn't the scary pixel. Look, I just saw a mark here, and I thought and it was like, it wasn't huge, but it was enough for me to think there was an insect. And I was thinking magnanimously, maybe you'd like to see the insect. Maybe we'd all meet the insect. But it wasn't anything. It was schmuck. Are you going to go nutritious? Oh, that would be good. I think if humans eat other humans, they die, though. But I can never tell. You know, have you heard the thing that human cannibalism makes the cannibal ill, and that's why we don't do it? I always think that might be a lie akin to BBC detector vans, which is, it's not true, but it's a plausible enough, and it's a sort of a utilitarian lie concocted with the hope that it helps people have better behaviors. It helps society. Although specifically the TV detective ants didn't necessarily help society. They just stopped piracy of live broadcasts. But the cannibalism thing, probably. But also, I don't know. I don't know if it does. I'm not necessarily that motivated by treating dead bodies with sanctity. I don't care. I'm not bothered. If I'm asleep, treat my body with sanctity. Like if I've gone into a coma, treat my body with sanctity. If I've like had a pufferfish poisoning incident and I'm probably dead, but there's a small chance that I will just pop back up, treat my body with sanctity. But if I'm dead, do your life. Go for your life, you know. Are you saying schmutz? I'm saying schmutz, yeah. I think I was saying schmuck, but I meant schmutz. Sean wants to be in the Snow White coffin? What does that mean? Just don't eat the brain? No, I think the flesh. I think the flesh gives you a blood disease. But I don't know. This could be like, you know, when people talk about the nanny state, are they referring to spreading lies that stop cannibalism? A coffin with a glass dome through which we can see and mourn you. No, that's sanctifying the deaf. That's sanctifying the deaf. It's terramation when they put you in a shallow grave of pure dirt and let a tree eat you. I'm well into that. My whole family wants that, actually. My entire direct family are like well into being eaten by a tree. You know how people have crypts, like family crypts, and they all go in the same crypt together, and I think people feel nice about that. They're having some sort of post-life legacy with their loved ones. Can you all get eaten by the same tree? Like, if you can... I know the first body gets eaten by a sapling, but then if someone else dies 15 years later, could you get that body and just kind of shove it under the roots so that the tree eats that as well? No, but I don't want to be... I don't want to be... have a tree planted on me. I want to get eaten by a tree that contains someone I know. You know what I mean? Like my dying words would be like, let my wife's tree eat me. Ensure I'm eaten by my wife's body tree. My dad just wants a body bag and to send down a half pipe on a skateboard into the grave. That's probably kind of costly, unless you know some joiners. I heard a very wooden man say trees don't exist and it's all just forest. Who have you been talking to when in Lenin? Who's been pulling on your ear? Some strangler fig body horror? What do you mean? Best to compost them separately and spread that. Some outdoor guy. I've always been kind of mystified with outdoor guys. I mean, when me and Jan were having a little holiday in, we just went to a cottage for a week in West Yorkshire, and I was trying to explain like there's this category of people called outdoor guys, and I don't mean like North Face jacket ramblers. I mean people who are just that they're happiest when they're outdoors. Um, and they're just about, and it covers loads of people. It covers like retirees who like cafes all the way up to like roadmen. Although maybe not roadmen if they're doing like work. Like some roadmen are pounding the streets because they've got some nefarious thing that requires them to be out, but they would rather be in playing the PS Vita. They'd just be like, this is just my job. I'm like a drug dealer or something. Although drug dealers aren't necessarily walking around so much, right? These days. All the drug dealers I've encountered, it's a bit more indoors. This is the second consecutive stream where you've mentioned North Face jackets, and it's making me suspect that you'd like to own a North Face jacket. No, I'm building North Face jackets up as a kind of modern face of of rot. I fit into that category sort of. No, you're a rambler. You're the one carve out I made that's not an outdoors guy. Even though you fit what traditionally most people would mean by that phrase. I'm trying to say there's another kind of outdoors guy. They're not moving necessarily. Rot of what kind? Sorry, liberal cultural malaise. You know, they're the face of the modern morass. I think sensible coats. I've always, since my early 20s, I've lived in fear of sensible coats. Thing is, I have sensible coats now. I've got one big winter coat that I got received as a gift and I truly resented, but I have to do it when it's raining too hard or it's too cold. I have to go out in it now when it's like -2 after dinner. I was an outdoor guy for a bit. I just mean a guy who just is outdoors. In what way was it sensible? It was appropriate for the weather and it didn't have many appellations. It was focused more on function than style. Your coat is your last bastion of being cool, you know? When you give it away, that's the end. You've snuffed out the candle of your own spirit, unfortunately. That's how you can tell. If you go to a left-wing political event, you can tell whether it's going to get anything done or whether it's going to just fall into factionalism based on if people have like nice coats or how many colors are on the average scarf. When you go to a left-wing event, and no one is interested in aesthetics. Everyone's dressed very practically and very plainly. Nothing will happen. Nothing will be decided. No, just don't go in. Just leave again. Don't have sunk cost fallacy. I'm trying to lean into being a granola goth. Yeah, please elaborate. The outdoors are overrated. I'm trying to take an interest. I think the thing I struggle with is that if I get very cold or very bored or very cold and very bored or it's quite windy or it's raining or there's basically any weather happening, it's too bright or anything like that, I will just disassociate and I'll only re-enter my body once I step into the threshold of a warm room. And so for me, going into the outdoors for a long time makes me experience what I assume from cultural osmosis, what the premise of severance is, you know? I don't know what's happened to me or what I've talked about on any long walk. It's like I'm taking an opioid and I only recover when I've sat on an actual piece of furniture. I'm feeling being drawn towards the coast. Yeah, the sea is a different beast. The sea is different from a moor or a park. This explains a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I've got endurance for miles, but it's because there's no one in there. I've turned into a pea zombie. I'm not in there anymore. Like if I was on a ramble and I committed a crime, you couldn't try me because I'm like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know? Although I have to say, the modern legal system yet hasn't really caught up with the existences of Dr. Jekylls and Mr. Hydes. They'd probably just chuck them both in prison, which I think is a gross miscarriage. They'd need to split him into two separate beings. Bruce Banner shouldn't be in prison for the Hulk's actions. That's mad. Has anyone heard of justice? Touching grass causes a fugue, stating short. 2026 is when we stop telling people to touch grass, okay? The internet is real. The internet is a real place. You can go pollen mad, you know? And sometimes you need to log on to calm down and find out what's real again. Isn't the point that he is both? I think it would be interesting if they were just two people who were friends. Touch keys? Yeah, touch right click. you you see a bunch of people outside having healthy relationships, and you go, look at these guys. They need to right click. These guys need to right click and save as. These guys need the mouse wheel pronto. All right. Thank you for tuning into the stream. What do you think we should do now that we're all here? Now the biggest mystery of all lies in front of us. What happens now? No, not gaming, not gaming. They should be engaging with an interface that involves mouse and keyboard. Right-click save as is ruined now. Thanks, WebP. I don't mind WebP. Sometimes I do want people to get online. Get online, but not go onto social media. I'm getting a bit resentful of all the beginning of the year substacks of like, we need to get off our phones. But you could do anything on your phone. You could read the works of Shakespeare on your phone. It's just a screen. You could bring up a picture of a gourd. You could do snakes and ladders. You could send an email to a retired murderer. You could do whatever you like. But you don't need to people like get off your phones. Just don't go onto those 3 websites. There's only like 3 evil websites. There's loads of good websites. Have you been on frogs.org? Is that what I'm thinking? What's the frog? Well, frogs.org is real, just so you know. Frogs.org is real. What did the Amphibian Conservation Alliance accomplish? One of the Amphibian Conservation Alliance's first achievements was to propose and help found AmphibiaNet, later renamed AmphibiaWeb, the first online database of amphibian biology and conservation information, which has become a critical scientific resource. However, ACA's main accomplishment was elevating US amphibian conservation and research funding through a combination of direct outreach to policymakers and citizen action over more than 5 years. See, the web is fine. There's nothing wrong with the web. Just stop going on Instagram. Just stop going on YouTube Shorts. Although, don't stop going on YouTube Shorts, because I've started posting clips on YouTube Shorts. And I think long-term it's going to pay me some huge dividends. Do you want to host your blog on albrot.partybird? I realize now, once I've reached the end of that sentence, it was not directed at me. What did you miss? What did you miss? I said that sunk cost fallacy was a myth, but I then demonstrated I really wasn't clear on what it was. I tried to categorize a group of people as outdoor guys and yet insisted that it was a separate category from ramblers and hikers. I thought I saw a beetle on the wall, but it was just on my screen. Has that covered the last half an hour of conversation? Okay, albrot.party.poop. Yep, there he is. There's our guy. Is there anything I've missed? Because that seems like not enough to cover 30 minutes. That seems like we've wasted time. It's a good jumper. It's a good guy. It's a good hairstyle. Oh, yeah, and I'm not toxic anymore. I can... Do you want to hear why I wanted to become toxic? I thought it would boost engagement. And ultimately, it's because it's a young man's game, really. I'm not old. I'm not young enough. I became dark woke. I didn't become dark woke. My whole thing was the toxic but woke pivot. But I think it came with a commitment to speaking about 10% faster than I'd like. I think when you're confrontational, you have to have more energy. You have to be like, I'm here, I'm pointing, I'm ready, I'm Ronnie Pickering. And I typically stream for 3 hours plus, and I can't do that for that long. So this is the new pace. This is the new pace of living. Can we last one last blast of toxicity, please? Why don't you fuck off, Harry, and let me make my own decisions? Now you need to understand what I just said. It was covered by the magic circle of theatre. It wasn't real life. It was an intellectual exercise. People forget hating things uses up so much energy. No, I wasn't hating things. I was being bolshy and talking in a very pointed way. And I think more likely just to claim bizarre beliefs that I don't really hold. I'm going to do that last one, but at a more relaxed pace. Are you going to be nicer than before or the same level of toxicity? I renounce toxicity, but we will get into arguments, but less often. I think that we'll have the stream will have better dynamics this way, you know? I think it'll be better this way. I've got two potential, hello Artafki. I've got two potential things for the docket. Let me know which of these appeals to you more. One of these went in primarily, I think, because I thought Dr. Plem would be here and I thought they'd get a kick out of it. But one of them is we go through the New York Times best recipes from 2025 so that I can bookmark the ones I'd like to cook over the year. I'm very basic, and there is no better resource for good food than that. That is such a good resource for recipes for the year. The other one is that we start assembling. No, we don't. No, Albert. No. I don't know if you're saying that while fully cognizant of the fact Grok's become the pedo machine. The hoisin noodle recipe is good. I've seen it, but I've not read it. And I'm cooking one of their recipes tonight. Do you think I want to be on the chain of the New York Times recipe list? Absolutely not. It's just so good. The other one is that we start compiling a dictionary for the use case for every emoji. I use less than 10 emojis on a regular basis. I'd like to become more emoji articulate. And to do so, I want to go through a bunch of emojis that I'm like, when would you ever use this? And we figure it out and we make a dictionary. Why not make every recipe? That would take over a year, and I wouldn't enjoy them all. I know what I like. My tongue is connected to my brain, so I know what I like. I had Brussels sprouts in udon noodle soup for lunch, and it was good. Yeah, does that relate to the New York Times recipe list, or is that just something you cooked? It's fine either way. I just want to know if I should expect that to appear on the list. Why do people like emojis? Well, I read that's an outdated opinion now. We like emojis now because they're more expressive. Through emojis, people finally realized that the Chinese writing system has a lot to offer. Writing in a series of pictures is expressive in a way that articulating yourself through, like, what's the point of a letter? Look at that. That's just the letter M. What's that? It's nothing, you know? M, what's that? It's nothing. You know, you can't get anything out of that. Why do we have those? Language should start at this level. Frog, right? And you look at frog and you think, I know what frog is. That's useful. I know you're a big Captain Preston Frost. I know you're a big emoji user. But that's, for me, why I think you're in your mid to early 20s. That's why I think you're probably a good 10 years younger than me. I think it's a major, for some reason, maybe it's because of the little groove of millennialhood I fall into, but I think emoji use is higher amongst people older and younger than me. Is it the UK English uses of emojis? Because I think they're used very differently in different countries. Yes, I learnt that moving to the Netherlands. A lot of things got rolled out that are a bit different than I know them as. Also, sometimes I've heard the term, oh, I can't remember it, but like, yeah, definitely different countries have different emoji uses, and it's not something that people think about. Like, even when they go to a country and learn a new language, they don't think that some of the cultural differences also impact emoji use. Upside down head is one that I've got. I also use melty head quite a lot. The head that's melting. You can't knock a good XD. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Some things should be left in the past, I feel. All right. In what order am I doing these things? So, does anyone have any interest in going through the New York Times recipe list? Because I could appreciate that could just be a me thing. And of the things here, it's something I would happily just do on my own. Discord Nitro is a totally unnecessary expense, but you'll pry those emojis from my gold dead hands. You've always been a very impressive emoji user. The amount of cats that are either scared or excited that you can summon up at a moment's demand. Very impressive. When we first started talking in the Discord, you seemed very cool because of it. I want you to know that it's made a real impact. All right, what do we got? What have we got? The most popular recipes of 2025. The New York Times is a horror. Yeah, I don't disagree, but I do want to look at this smashed beef kebab with cucumber yogurt. That sounds really nice. Now I'm a vegetarian, but you can adapt anything. Okay, so this is actually paywall, but that's fine because my current way of getting around paywalls is to use this remove paywalls utility. I've always got at least 4, and it seems to work. Right, but you can't click around in it. Okay, so I have to put this in this. Maybe this is a very short-lived idea. Smashed beef kebab with cucumber. I mean, that sounds really nice. I love seemed past tense. Well, I mean, at some point I went beyond initial impressions, you know? At some point I came to a conclusion on you that was it was a gestalt amalgamation of many different pieces of information. I wasn't just there being like, when you meet someone and they've got an amazing hat, you're like, that's the great hat person. But when you've spoken to them on and off for several years, you're like, that's my friend so and so, and they have a cool hat. You know what I mean? Has that made sense? There isn't a 13-foot ladder yet. Got bonked round the head. A quick skillet dinner of spiced seared ground beef over cooling yogurt combines 2 elements of Persian classics, kebab kubide and masto kiar. I mean, this just sounds like something for me, really. This just sounds like something for me. I've been trying to eat more Iranian food, but some of it's pretty wacky, like putting a walnut in a yogurt. And I think I'll get there eventually. I mean, this sounds nice. I think I'm going to bookmark this. That's Golden Recipes. All right, what else have we got? One pot beans, grains, and greens? Beans, grains, and greens. Okay. Honey garlic shrimp? No, no shrimp. Chicken and lentil red soup with lemon and yogurt? It's not jumping out at me. Where's the bread? Hoisin garlic noodles? I mean, I could probably figure that out on my own, you know. You've told me the recipe right there. Like an Onion article, you've got it from the headline. Why would you ever click? Do you know, it's mad the Onion's like that, you know? Skillets rock? Yeah. Well, I got a big wok last year. Artafki said there'll be something on here to interest me. Well, it's just a pun. It's just something I thought you might be interested in. Oh, we've got an ottolenghi here. Let me just have a look at the ottolenghi. Crispy halloumi with tomatoes and white beans. These are all sound. We're on my... everything here I would eat. This row here looks really good. I want to understand the egg bites. Like, am I using a pastry here? Sure. So then we plug this into our paywall smasher. And then, so what is this? Egg bites are a perfect protein-rich snack to have on hand for a busy morning. Yeah, but how am I making that? You need a cooking spray or Gruyere. Now we're talking. Chopped vegetables. Uh-huh. How is it that shape? Is it just that it's going in a muffin pan? I'm just making eggs into a muffin pan. Yeah, all right. So what do? You just get your oven ready. You just mix up your ingredients, and then you just cook it in the oven. Yeah, great. I don't have a muffin pan. I'm not getting one, but I like the idea. Like, I'm not going to do this because I'm not getting a muffin pan. Sorry. Do I want this? I just want to look at the picture. It looks all right. I can do. I can. I turn them off if when I look at it, I'm like, I can figure that out. I know what that. If I want that kind of thing, I could just make that. Right? It's just things in a pan. But crispy halloumi with tomatoes and beans, I could use a little assistance here. This vibrant vegetarian broiled halloumi, cherry tomatoes and white beans. Sounds pretty nice. I'm going to introduce a bit of bread, which I guess is implicitly suggested by the spaghetti here, which is exactly the kind of bread I was going to introduce. So we're already on the same wavelength here. Broil is just grill? Is that what it means? I just have it in my head as one of those cooking words, you know? I don't respect. I only have like 3 cooking words, like boil, fry, or put in or bake. I don't have any more than that. I guess I steam, but that's just a form of boiling. Steaming's just what if you boiled something but you wanted it to taste nice afterwards. This vibrant vegetarian dish combines broiled halloumi, cherry tomatoes. Okay. Set the broiler to high heat. Already I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost. With a rack position in the upper third of the oven. Okay, we're baking. Sorry, everyone. I'm back on. We're baking. In a large oven-proof pan over a medium heat, combine 2 tablespoons of olive oil with the tomato, garlic, parsley, honey, and oregano. I'm in. Season with salt and pepper and cook, stirring frequently until the tomatoes soften and release their juices at about 10 minutes. Arrange the halloumi slices on top of the tomato bean mixture, sorry. Yep, that's going in. That's one for me. Hell yeah. This is called, I'll just call it tomato and halloumi. Great. That's one for me. What are they doing with words like broiling? I didn't want to say this because I have a lot of respect for all my American friends, but there is sometimes I hear words like broil and I think this will just be an American word. I don't need it. I don't need to know them all. Broiled is a better word than grill. I don't know, isn't it confusing? Spicy, creamy weeknight bolognese. Oh, I love a weeknight bolognese. Shredded instead of grated. Is that the same thing? I always think you have to do something like more involved, like pulled pork or something. Yeah, spicy, creamy. I mean, I also like weeknight. I like not just a serving suggestion embedded in the title, the time of day you should eat it embedded in the title of, I could get all Greg Turkington on like how we should name our dishes. Weeknight bolognese. Because last year and the year before was like marry me chicken. That's a kind of chicken you give to someone to try and spark a proposal. Like, that's like how you should conduct your love life embedded into a recipe for cooking chicken. Bad pasta shape? I don't know. Isn't it it's like the big macaroni, the wide macaroni, the macaroni for your for a male finger circumference. This pasta sauce captures the soul-soothing essence of a long simmering bolognese, even though it cooks quickly. Wow. It's capturing the essence of a bolognese that was cooked for a long time, but it was cooked quickly. I want twisty pasta 99% of the time. Artafki, I can completely understand living like that. However, I do urge you to break out. I think you can get too locked into the flavor hole. The texture hole is very important. And then after that is the shape hole. And the shape hole, if you're shape hole pilled, pasta is like as good as it gets because every shape is there. You'll become shape hole pilled through pasta exploration. In search of the best pasta shape, I have a real soft spot for Conchiegli, and it's a nightmare to concierge. How do you spell this one? Conchiegli? That's concierge again. Conchiegli? Conchiegli? Excuse me, help me. Conchiegli? Conchigli. Conchigli. These are a nightmare to cook because the inside fold doesn't want to cook. And they have a tendency to like tessellate on each other, which means like the inside of the tessellation doesn't want to let any water through and therefore won't boil. But they turn your dinner into little pockets. They'll naturally form random pockets. Do you know how you need to mix your food? You've got a fork here and a knife here, and you're like, well, on this fork, I'll put a little bit of this red pepper and this mushroom and this chickpea, and I've combined 3 flavors there. And now I'll eat those 3 things and enjoy the synthesis of those flavors on me tongue. But when you've got the conchigli, just random things will go in there and they self-combine. You've got RNG built into the dinner. It's the only dinner with a naturally occurring RNG element. You get a little bit of this with like fusilli, like stuff might go in the pipe, but you can't rely on it. You get way more stuff in here. Anyway, do I want this? I better stick it into the, not the piracy hole, just the you know, the helper URL. Oh, red curry paste. It doesn't make it taste like curry. It actually gives nuance and depth. Thank God. Otherwise, it would taste like curry. But curry on pasta. I've done it and it's fine. It's good. Large Dutch oven. We've got a Le Croissant in our kitchen, and we never look back. Except I'm always looking back because I like the wok. Because the wok's huge. Add the beef and smush it into a single layer. Sprinkle with salt and pepper. Do you know what? I've not had a bolognese in ages. If this is going to get me to make a nice bolognese, I can have it a weeknight. Great time for a bolognese. Is that not a French oven? I don't know. This is going in recipes. Weeknight bolog. Lovely. House dressing? What does that mean? What do you mean? This, oh, it's a vinaigrette. Do I want a house vinaigrette? What's in it? What's in it? I'm going to look just to find out what's in it, but I'm skeptical. I don't know if I want a house vinaigrette. We've got olive oil and we've got some sumac and we've got some other bits and pieces. I don't need it all like in a mason jar, do I? Americans calling all pasta noodles can fuck off. I find it like it's an adjustment for me to make, but I think it's funny. I think it's fun for people to be like spaghetti noodles or pasta noodles or ramen noodles. Do I want this? No, I don't. I don't want this. I'll make vinaigrettes as I need to, and honestly, I don't need to very often. Ravioli noodles? I think ravioli noodles is how you'd say it. We need more internet pasta? Oh, that would be good. That would be good. People need to log on. Get involved. Oh, Rodders is talking on YouTube. Hello, Rodders. I've only just started restreaming to YouTube. But no one else can read what you're saying because you're on a completely different platform to everyone else. Which is fine, and I don't encourage you to switch. It's just be advised you are a ghost. Garlic butter chicken. Oh, we've been there. We've all had garlic butter chicken. I need to get surprised. Skillet gnocchi with miso butter and asparagus. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Is there some other leaf in here? Have we got some rocket in here? Skillet gnocchi has a spring in its step. 10 minutes to cook. This is more of a side dish. This isn't like a full dinner, right? This feels like it belongs in a tapas, you know? Would you really want to sit down for just this? Yeah, hello, YouTube. Oh, look, Peter's here to say hello. So you're not a ghost now. You're just two friends. Two friends in a boat, invisible to everyone else. Not enough knock in this pick? Miso? Great. Miso's such a good time. People have been putting miso in chocolate now. I like their suggestive an egg on top. I mean, you always can you? You always can stick an egg on top. Perhaps that's the crunch of sliced radishes or toasted pistachios, or the crispness of a fried egg or a seared fish. I like it when someone sort of gives up on giving the recipe and then they're like, and then here, just do what you like, you know, just stick whatever you want on top of this. All right, is this a recipe or is this something anyone could decide to do? Okay, you heat up the oil, you put the gnocchi in the oil, and then you fry the gnocchi. And then you put butter, miso, and vinegar together with some pepper. And then you just, this isn't a recipe. I could just put anything together like this. Yeah, I can combine some potato dumplings with something else. It's just not quite a recipe. A recipe needs to have enough steps that I need this external source to remind me. Okay, Bread Santa's switched to YouTube chat. I mean, you're very welcome to. You can split off into two chats if you like. You won't appear here, which is the canonical chat. French lentil salad. I'm trying to be good this year, but not that good. Orsini ragu. We've already got a bolognese in. Chicken stew. I won't say no to a hearty stew. It's cold. We've got half potatoes, little chopped up new potatoes in here. This could be one. This could be one for the dreamers. This could be one for the radical biters. Won't even need to bite if things are diced. Can't say Krang in YouTube chat? What do you mean you can't say Krang in YouTube chat? This creamy, cozy chicken stew is fast enough for a weeknight meal, yet satisfying enough for a long Sunday dinner. Boneless chicken thighs are used instead of breasts, as they stay juicier longer. Heavy cream. Let's see the ingredients. Okay, let's see the ingredients. We've got butter, we've got olive oil, we've got an onion, we've got carrots, we've got celery, we've got garlic, we've got paprika, we've got some flour. Oh, remember the thick, creamy sauce. Chicken broth, cider vinegar. You know what? New potatoes, green beans, heavy cream, dried sage, dried tomato, dried oregano, fresh parsley, lemon wedges. Yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. It's got a little bit of like, you know, anyone could dream this up, really. I'll call it chicky stew. Bookmarked. Yeah, you can say Krang. Okay, the people who are now on the YouTube chat is Oracle, Bread Santa, Josie, Red. They're all talking to themselves there. Don't get encouraged. Coconut and chicken and sweet potato. This is what I'm making tonight. It's really good. It's really good. It's better than it seems. It's far better than it seems. Something happens, some chemistry, some alchemy. I can't be in YouTube chat in the bath. Do I want to know why? Like, is that a real restriction? Lazy Daisy cake. I'll have a look. I'd love to be a Lazy Daisy. Also called Danish dream cake. Drømmekage, which I guess just means dream cake because they probably don't specify Danish in Denmark. This vintage recipe is a tender cake topped with a lazy frosting of butter, brown sugar, and coconut. I'm just going to pop this in. I'm just popping that in. That's going straight into recipes. It sounds like yes. I mean, look at the look at it. It's all been browned and maybe a little bit. Is that what happens to brulee? It's like caramelized. It sounds really good. Sorry if you wanted to see the recipe, but I'm here to cover some distance. So the moment I know it's going in, and we move on. It's more like this is to check how quickly I will stick it in, you know. Microwave sticky toffee pudding. Uh, no, I can melt things in the microwave without help from the New York Times. German pancake? Mm, I make a pretty good satay as it is. Miso butter chicken with grapefruit? That seems a bit mad. Sorry, everyone who's on antidepressants. This one's not for you. Buttery miso pan drippings add richness to this lively combination of crunchy greens, juicy grapefruit, and sticky chicken. It could be good. I'm a grapefruit enjoyer, I have to say. Start by roasting boneless thighs with a sweet savory combination of butter, miso, mirin, and grapefruit zest. Butter, miso, mirin, and grapefruit. I do want it. I think I want that. But I want to know more as well. Let's remove the paywall. Grapefruit butter. Oh, it's hardly anything. Oh, it's not a meal. It's not a meal then. Is it? There's no vegetables, is there? Arugula. Which one's that? That's rocket, right? I can't just have rocket and chicken and grapefruit. That's not dinner, is it? Is this the latest duel? The latest duel is I'm going through the New York Times best recipes of 2025. Jam, this isn't about you. Listen, now that you're here, it makes things a lot more difficult because I'm gonna want to just be like, not that one, and you're gonna say, no, I want that. But this isn't a meal, no, because you're always teaching me about you can't just have fruit and chicken. That's not dinner. You're always teaching me about the ratio of protein, carbs to the vegetables. This doesn't fit within that at all. Can we say, yeah, I haven't banned anything over there. By the way, this is useful for everyone to know. To keep myself free from doxing, I've made my full address a banned term on Twitch. So even if anyone were to say it by accident, it wouldn't go through. The only vulnerability there is with this plan is that if someone were to go through every address in my city and try and say them all in, eventually one wouldn't go through and that would reveal my address. So to protect myself from that, I have banned 30 other addresses in my city from going into the chat. So that's going to keep us safe. Dinner is whatever you want it to be. Well, I mean, I don't want it to be grapefruit and chicken. I like the idea. Some of these seem like side dishes. That kind of banned word sniffing does occur on YouTube to find real names. Yeah, I guess that's what I was satirizing. Can you ban yours? Yeah. Can you just tell it to me? You want me to ban your your bank card details too? All right, see everyone. See you everyone. See you Albrot. And see you everyone on behalf of Albrot, but I'm staying. And you're all welcome to stay as well. Have you told everyone about the sweet potato thing? Yeah, I've just shown it off. I thought it's this. This is what I'm making tonight. It's really good. And I don't know how to describe a flavor better than that really. It tastes nice. I'd already make a good satay, I think. Baked lemon pudding with blueberry jam. I'm not here to look at puddings, but there are puddings here, so I want to look. With a puffy souffle-like top covering a jiggly layer of pudding, this comforting dessert is balanced by the sharp tang of lemon juice and zest, while dollops of blueberry jam add sweetness and color. Yeah, let's take a look. Come on. We're only human, you know? We're only human beings. We want to see what the pudding is like. Am I going to make it necessarily? No, it's January. We're all being good. I can't believe the amount of people who are in the gym. I'm so annoyed. It's the first time I've been with a gym long enough that when it comes to January and everyone's going to the gym has never been there before, they're pissing me off. They don't know how to use the machines. They're everywhere. I go at I went at the stupidest possible time today, right before lunchtime. Actually, maybe that's a sensible time. Maybe that's a time loads of people want to go to the gym. I was thinking it would be an unpopular time, but it was pretty busy in there. What's the best time? Well, I don't know. For me, The best time is when no one else is in there because all the best machines get taken straight away. And if you go at an unpopular time, the worst time to go is right after people have had like, we're probably going to be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. Sean's a toxic gym bro. No, I'm polite, meek, scared, sweaty, normal. 7 a.m. is probably also a big rush. But I'm trying to find like the biggest dip because before Christmas I could reliably go and it was either me or me and one other person. It was pretty good. I think Rodders is long gone. It's a shame. It was good to see Rodders again. Rodders actually, it would have been useful for me to speak to Rodders because Rodders has an upload of me performing stand up in 2019 or so. I think it's time to be delisted. I think it's time for that to get taken off the internet. I no longer want that online. All right, what is this? It's butter, sugar, lemons, sea salt, yolk whites, all-purpose flour, whole milk, blueberry jam, and powdered sugar. We have a lot of that. It's going in. What's it called? I'll just call it pudding. I'll remember. You need the January intake of people who don't stick it out to subsidize the gym for the rest of it. I'm not saying they shouldn't be there. There are many things in life. Look, do you know when you get caught in traffic or there's loads of people in the shops because it's New Year's Eve and you're just trying to buy some Advocate. You understand why they're there. There's nothing mysterious about it. You're operating within the big cog of society. You don't want to radically change society so there can never be a queue, but you can still get annoyed. I'm not making a policy proposal. I'm grumbling. I'm bemoaning something. Don't get my intentions mixed together. Hello, immoral. Are you a gatekeeper? I'm not a gate. I'm not stopping anyone from going to the gym. People should go to the gym. Look, a lot of those people were fit. Gym people, in our gym at least, breaks down into two categories. Old guys who are trying to stave off a heart attack and young guys who make me feel terrible about my body and my endurance and my own risk of heart disease. Those are the only two guys. I'm really in the middle, people who are going to die soon and people who will never die. And then there's me, someone who's going to die in a bit. People should go to and stay away from the gym. Yeah, if there's anything we've learned is that, we're all in a convection current of life. You're either heading towards the gym or going away from the gym. And if you're just at the gym, then you're trying to cheat death, Everyone needs to be there's a dialectic, People need to be in the cycle. Cat's fine, I've got worms. Well, are you allowed to go near the cat if you've got worms? Broccoli and quinoa soup with turmeric and ginger. Do I want this? Do I want this? Let's look. I love brock. Quinoa's fine. I quite like turmeric as much as it stains anything it comes in contact with. Ginger is nice. Turmeric and ginger are generous ingredients. Yeah, I'll go with that. You only need a little bit of each to deliver plenty of complex, comforting flavors. Maybe true of turmeric. I wouldn't call ginger a complex, comforting flavor. I'd call ginger a really sharp, loud flavor. The worms are my pets. Oh, that's nice. Do they live inside you? Apparently the worms chocolate medicine is so good. Should there be a possessive apostrophe there? I'm not a gym bro. I'm like a gym guy. I'm not even a gym guy. I'm just a guy. And some guys go to the gym. I don't know if I want this. Broccoli can't save this. Boring. And we got sheep pan gnocchi with sausages and peppers. I could just cook that. Sorry, but it's one of those headlines. No point clicking on. Have you? Do you? Any onion enjoyers here? Do you ever click through and read the articles on the Onion, or do you just go, The joke on the headline is the article. I'm done. I don't need to click through. My womb landlord has decided Tubbs has fleas, despite having no symptoms at all. I think she's soft launching an attempt to remove Tubbs. Your womb landlord? Jim Guy played for the Denver Broncos in the 90s. Oh, yeah, thanks. Some data for me. I really like the video content too. Fair enough. You're not an Onion hater, are you? No, I don't. I just think the Onion lets itself down a little because whenever I've clicked through, it's just obviously like it's a perfect straight down the line stone cold playing it straight satire of the journalistic voice. But it does mean that once you've seen the headline, you more or less know the article content. It was years before I realized you could click through. Do you see what I mean? This is it. This is what's happening. This is what's happening to our youths. I hate when I want an article and the headline is all there is. Oh, are they sometimes just headlines? All right, I think we're done here. But I got several recipes out of that. I'm happy with that. I hope you're delighted. Okay, the emoji dictionary, we'll add a couple to this. And this will be an ongoing project. So I want to make a dictionary that helps define the use cases for all the emojis. That's just here to remind us what an emoji is. I know how to use that one. You use this one when you're happy. Yeah, let's smash the fonts up and all of this. That's for when you're happy. Yeah. But there are some that I don't know when you'd really use it. Like, when do you use slightly smiling? Smiling, but only slightly. What's that for? Well, I don't know. I can't put that in my dictionary, I think, Bread Santa. It comes out like that. Me when happy? That's content. But you just use the normal happy one. Isn't there like a normal smiling? Oh, is that as opposed to grinning? Why doesn't the melting face show up? Why can't we get melting? It's when you're only slightly smiling. You're going to be no help here, are you? I also don't know the difference between this one this and this. Because to me, these are the same thing. Let's make sure all of these are set to the same size. 48. Like, what's the difference between these two? One is the customer service smile. So this is like when you're happy, but you're toning it down for a formal environment. Like that. We need to put wrap on this. Format. No, wrapping wrap, please. Thank you. Angled one is Facebook Mom. Oh, but Captain is, I think, very versant in these things. Captain, I don't understand what's the difference between ha 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 and ah ha ha ha. I don't know what that means at all. This one, this is more sarcastic, I think. This one is real, but I still won't use it. But to me, this one's insane. Like, so this one's never sincere. You don't get it. No, I don't. But I'm trying to learn. This is me trying to learn it. I would like to use emojis more. I only in the last, I'm going to say the last 6 years ago is when I first started saying like lol, the Mao, and I'll put those on sentences now. For a long time, my understanding of lol is that you put it on the end of every sentence if you're a very nervous person who feels the need to constantly reassure others that you're not being critical and you don't hate them. And I felt that It was better to set the bar at what was considered non-rude speech at normal. And you shouldn't have to add extra pictures onto your sentences to show that you're not being rude, because I think the bar should be like just writing normally. The sideways one means you're old. Yeah, this is more sarcastic because it's associated with Facebook and people who are mad. Slightly smiling can often be tactical and bad. Do you see what I mean? When in Lenin has intel here. The meaning of all emoji varies depending on the sender and the recipient. Yes, Gregor, but that's true of all language, really. The meaning of certain words and phrases and intonations will vary when I'm talking to my friends, but there is also a shared language we all have. I've used emojis talking to estate agents. Clearly, there's some shared understanding. Yeah, okay. This is passive aggressive. This signals an anger no one is allowed to mention explicitly. This is liquid, plausible deniability. Got it. Me, when I found out about encoding and decoding, I will always encode, but I really don't know how to decode. Encoding, I'm actually boss at. Decoding, I haven't yet begun to learn how to even learn about that. When I see disagreements online, I always see that one. Oh, it is for being rude. Oh, maybe for your generation, it's flipped around. Okay. Well, do you know what? I think it's better to learn the 20-year-olds meaning, right? Because that meaning will supplant anything I could learn otherwise. That's the future. Sincerely laughing. No, hang on. We need to include context. Okay. In normal life, this is sarcastic. But online, this one's sincere. Amongst Gen Z, this one is hostile. Can we capture all the context? That's okay, Moral. It's only about 60% of this chat that was accusing you of being mad. Okay, let's start with one that we like. Let's start with one nice one. Where's praying? I've been using loads of praying. I learnt praying. Praying means everything. Where's praying hands? How do I search? Pray. Yeah, the praying folded hands. I love this one. That's not. I tap to copy. I've copied it. Praying hands. Please or thank you. Are we all clear on that one? Just please or thank you? Uncommonly used as a high five. That's mad, I think. I use praying a lot. Whenever I'm talking to a third party, someone I don't know very well, and either they've done something nice for me or I'd like them to do something nice for me. That's my most uncontroversial one. That's begging. It's praying. Praying hands are used for begging. I think it's saying, I pray you'll give me the thing I want, right? I always use it when manifesting. Yeah. That's good. Offering a prayer, manifesting one's dreams. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Can also be used passive aggressively. Oh, so can I'm not going to. I think if I was to include that Big Popper, I'll end up using it on all of them, right? Because we live, the postmodern turn has happened, okay? We're all ironically detached. There's no symbol in the world that'll get used with sincerity anything close to like 70% of the time. It will be a catch-all. Now, why can't I get why can't I see melting fate? I don't need Conchegli. I've done Conchegli. Show me melting. Why? Why can't you show me melting? My browser doesn't support a melting face. Is this because I use Microsoft Edge? Saying namaste? Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dali. Let's see if this will copy over. No. I think that's because... Let's try another emoji dictionary. Emoji dictionary. Emojipedia. Will that show me a list? Let's do melting. Let's just do everything. Show me every emoji. Your Emojipedia, therefore, you will have all the emojis. Most popular, huh? Loudly cry. I mean, this one's... Oh. Why can't I copy things? This one's nice and straightforward, right? It's just sad. Sad. That's probably the easiest one we've got, right? That means you're sad. Sean, are you on Windows? Yeah. Oh, do you think they'll be like in somewhere? They'll be like in my keyboard or something? Is there a way to bring up emojis? Sad in a gushy manner? Oh, yeah, to distinguish it. Like performatively extra sad, as opposed to like just the frowning face. Windows key plus dot. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. I want to use Dali Samsa. I never knew they were here. They've always just been here, huh? What is this for? That's like, I'm only joking? I'm just teasing? Is that what that is? Horny? No. Please acknowledge the crying can mean cute. Yeah, you're right. Or I'm crying because it's cute. Because something is cute. This is horny? Talk me through this. How's that horny? That's horny. I mean, I'll take it. Captain, you're... It's literally cunnilingus. Why would you shut one eye to do cunnilingus? Like you're looking through a telescope. I have always just thought it's teasing around, but I guess it's like gross, horny emoji also. Right, yeah, I get it. You're telling me it's horny, but also that the kind of person that would use it to indicate horniness is like face meltingly bad. Depth perception. Okay, what else is in this emoji dictionary? By the way, I don't want to cover all of them now. I think this can be like an ongoing project. This can cover the space of some dulls. Let's just do one other easy one. This is like... This is like yata or something, right? This is like, we did it. Like, hooray. Hooray. Wahoo, right? There's nothing more to this. Please don't tell me this is horny or anything. This is someone putting their arms up to grab a pair of boobs or something. God is good, yeah? Praise Allah. Teams chat vibes. Yeah. Okay, let's add a little note. Like, is this uncool? NB, this is uncool. Anything more I need to add? Goatsy. I mean, it's not grabbing the edges of a aperture. It's very uncool. Yeah. I mean, I'll use it. But the thing is, I only use emojis in really uncool environments. And I'm just doing it to fit in. So I wouldn't use any emojis in a good way. Corporate yata? Yeah, okay. Corporate voice. Corporate voice. Yatta! You always fit in. That's just absolutely not true. I told Jam when we were watching Corriedale over lunch that when I said on the stream recently that I thought I was very good at masking, Funky Mr. Chicken said, "Is the good masking in the room with us now?" And I was saying, "That's so rude." And she said, "You think you're good at masking?" like I was being like I was a child and she'd have to tell me I can't go to Disney World. Oh, you thought you were good at masking, did you? But I do. I genuinely do. What's the gambate emoji? I think this is possibly also the gambate emoji. Never seen or used that emoji, burnt to the ground? Jambo sees me in my truth. Well, I think I'm the one who's seen. You're just known to be correct, which is a bigger, maybe a better form of being seen. To be absolutely quite 100% to be honest with you. Sean, plausible deniability is a straight neurotypical man. Why have we brought straight into this? What? why have we brought straight into the conversation? I have no idea what vibes I give off these days. I didn't come out on stream. I haven't. That was like last year. This to 2026. I'm straight again now. Although I should say, do you know, I was thinking about the, you know, the Lady Gaga song "Born This Way," and I was thinking, is it still part of like the rhetoric of like gay liberation and acceptance that people are born with their sexuality? Because I'm pretty confident I'm only straight because someone convinced me to be straight. Like I really feel like I got talked into it. And I'm not saying I've had a bad time. I'm not saying I'm thinking of changing anything about my life. I'm just saying I don't think I was born into this. I think someone taught me into it. I think I got convinced. I think someone taught me round to it. No, I don't need to find anything out. Listen, listen, if there's one area where me and the gays don't necessarily agree, is that you don't need to find out. You don't need to know. Everyone needs to know everything about themselves. We're all icebergs, right? We only see the tip, you know? Most of us are hidden even from ourselves. The mask we wear to others is the mask we wear to ourselves. You don't need to know the whole thing. Like, imagine knowing yourself top to bottom. What's the point? That's when it's time to leave the gym, you know? You're done. That's when you should get sunk cost fallacy. Imagine complete self-knowledge. Comp het Sean era. Well, I hope comp means comprehensively. Listen, I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. If Jam isn't in a Teams meeting in the kitchen, I'm going to boil the kettle and have a cup of tea. And then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to play a game for a bit, okay? Because I think we've gotten a bit stressed out. I think it's been a bit heady. Let's all just take a breath. Okay, goodbye. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Martine. Hello, Gregor. Hello, Josie. Random more phrase, that's what a human would say. That is what a human would say. I always say what a human would say because I'm a human. Okay, is this going to work? Is this going to show itself? It is too early for dinner. It's a great time for streaming, though. Catch people at their most undesiring of doing more work. That's not working there. Will this work here? Yeah. This is the Monster Breeder. It's a game about breeding monsters. Are you following so far? So far, are you following what I'm saying? You breed monsters in this one. Now, the reason I think this game's funny is because I can't understand anything in it. I can't really make heads or tails of it. You want to look at this? I'm watching a stream from Chesterfield Library. I feel like I'm up to no good. No, they support monster breeding in Chesterfield Library. The is very small. It's got a nice level of graphical jank that I appreciate. But check out this tutorial. This tutorial makes my head spin a little bit. And to me, I think the humor from trying to play it will be almost like trying to play a game that's in a different language. Okay, so let's get the monster breeding tutorial out of the way. Okay, this is just tooltips. Oh, in fact, you can't see this at all.
This tutorial will show you how to keep and breed your monsters or upgrade their skills.
Has it moved on at all for you, or is it still... Okay, we'll do display capture then. Okay, this tutorial will show you how to keep and breed your monsters or upgrade their skills. Yeah, I don't know why. The game capture didn't work properly. All right.
On the left, you can see the available places and your monsters. Each room has a capacity. The small chamber has room for one creature.
One creature.
The large chamber for 2.
Large chamber
the
for 2.
Dungeon cell for 3.
Dungeon cell for 3.
Monster kennel for 4.
Monster kennel for 4.
On the top center of the screen, you will find the temperature and humidity values for the chamber, and on the right side, the temperature and humidity tolerance of the monster. If a creature lives outside its tolerance zone for a long time, it can become ill.
You can't hear
even
it.
Die. Click on the Varanus Hybrid button.
On the top center of the screen, you will find the temperature and humidity values for the chamber, and on the right-hand side, the temperature and humidity tolerance of the monster. If a creature lives outside of its tolerance for a long time, it will become ill and then die. And I want you to see how many icons there are there. That's quite a few. Huh? We've got level, then a star, and then a scratching, which seems to be its years, then a sort of a timer ticking down, which says 4 years. So I don't know if that's how long it tends to live. Then there's an eye with a kind of spiral in it that says 89. I don't know what that means, how susceptible it is to being hypnotized. Then we've got something I can't even recognize. I don't know what that is. Then we've got some little spores. That's got number 2. Then we've got a skull and crossbones. That says 20. And then we've got a green plus, which could be health. Then we've got the humidity value. And then we've got the heat value. Then we've got 10 other attributes. And then we've got abilities. Then we've got bite bonus. Then we've got bite. And then we've got fear, which are all categories that contain more numbers. Click on the Varanus Hybrid button. Okay. Did I do it? Which one's the Varanus Oh, here we go.
This creature is dehydrated. A red warning message indicates if conditions are not right. Drag and drop its button to move it to the dungeon cell.
Drag and drop its button to move it to the dungeon cell. Okay.
Good. The Varanus Hybrid will recover for the next turn. Now, look at the base attributes on the top right of the screen. The proportion of the plant food largely determines the monthly upkeep cost, making herbivores much cheaper to keep.
Keep herbivores because they only eat plants.
Adult monsters can be tamed or untamed. Only tamed creatures can participate in non-lethal combat. Tameness indicates how easy it is to tame a juvenile monster.
So tameness is this? Tameness is the eye with the spiral in it.
Resilience shows how well this creature can tolerate magical treatments and potions. This parameter is critical at a young age when extensive treatments occur to improve traits. Insectoids are the most resilient, while carnivores are the least tolerant.
Oh
Click on
no.
the spider hybrid button.
What if I don't want to click on the spider hybrid button? Oh, it's
It
not
is
too
sharing
bad.
the chamber with the bear wolf that wounded him. Untamed creatures may attack a smaller one, damaging or killing it. Injured monsters cannot fight in the arena. Since they are in the same large chamber, they need to be separated. Drag and drop the bear wolf's button to move it into the small chamber.
Drag and drop the bear wolf's button to move it into the small chamber.
If there is not enough room in the chambers or kennel, the monsters will live in the courtyard. Untamed monsters can escape, causing troubles in the surrounding villages. The untamed hunter bug is kept in the courtyard. Click on its button and move the hunter bug into the kennel.
Click on the hunter bug. Yep, okay. And then move the hunter bug into the kennel.
Monsters gain experience fighting in the arena and earning skill points when leveling up. The hunter bug has an unspent skill point.
Okay.
Open the skill upgrade panel by clicking on the blue icon on the bottom and select a skill to improve.
Hello, Maz. I'm learning how to tame monsters. Sorry, not Monster Hunter, Monster Tamer. And I'm going to give my hunter bug an unspent skill point. Do I want to give the skill towards athletics, counterattacking, critical chance, development bonus, health bonus, dodging arrows, fear attack, combat skills? Let's make it better at running.
Fine. Now, open
Fine.
the breeding panel by clicking on the icon at the bottom center.
Here we go. Now it's time for breeding. Here's the good stuff.
At the very top, you can find the name of the offspring. Below that, you will find 2 large slots for the male and female monsters. Old, infertile, injured, or moderately sick creatures cannot reproduce. You can only breed monsters of the same class in early access. Drag and drop the bear wolf and hyena wolf into one of the creature slots.
Bear wolf. Hyena wolf.
You can breed creatures of the same or related species without adding any potion. But in this case, both bear wolf and hyena wolf are hybrids and therefore need to add a cross-breed potion. You will find 2 of these potions in the inventory, each providing a bonus to a specific monster class. Carnivora bonus gives a 30% increase of potion strength and a 30% decrease of side effects when used on a carnivore class monster. Drag and drop a cross-breed potion with Carnivora bonus from your inventory to one of the 3 potion slots.
I don't think I can take any more in than this.
The green icon indicates the number of turns it takes to reproduce these
Okay.
creatures. The section below shows the predicted characteristics of the offspring. 2 other potions are also available in the inventory. The Brew of Alteration.
All right, what do
and
you
the
think?
Spawning
Should we?
Potion. Brew of Alteration causes random mutations that can be beneficial or
Shall
harmful.
we just go in
The
and
Spawning
start
Potion
breeding?
Can significantly
Yep,
increase
I'm with
the
you,
number
Martine.
of offspring.
Exit to main menu. Let's just get breeding. New game. Okay, I'm a beginner, but let's play on. I'm a beginner. Oh, excuse me. New game, beginner, and then default. I'm not reading all of this.
This was the golden age of the realm.
Yes, here we go. This is it.
Gladiatorial combats of beasts were never so popular, and month after month, a tournament was held in one of the monster arenas.
Yes.
You have decided to try your fortune in this bloody business
Of course
and
I
carve
have.
your path to wealth and fame. Don't underestimate the work to be done. It's easy to buy creatures from local hunters, but
It's a
this
good
is
point,
only
Funky.
the first step. Raising them costs money, and taming them is sometimes out of reach. Illnesses are common when conditions are not suitable.
Oh, I accidentally tapped the enter key on the numpad with the side of my coffee mug, so we don't get the rest of that. All right, what am I? Am I a warrior? Oh, that's not where I choose my class. Am I a warrior? Am I an archer? Am I a sorcerer? Am I a blacksmith? Or am I an alchemist? Let's go warrior because they'll be simple. Hitting stuff with an axe is not going to give me a headache. Here's our haircuts. I think this haircut is the best. Big eyes, medium skin. Okay, yeah, sure. Wide body, tall head. Hair color goes through white into blonde, into orange, into like a weird dark orange, into black. Orange. Little mouth, but a big jaw. That's a hard one. Gaunt, I think. Gaunt with little ears. That's the best I can do for you. What do you reckon? Decank the game? Yeah, sure. Oh no, Martine, no. Me and the monsters are just friends. Clothing colors. I'm thinking, let's go Christmassy. I don't have any gloves, but thank you for letting me change the color on that. We'll go red and let's see if we got like a vibrant green. Not really. We can't really go Christmas. I guess I'm just fully red all over. That's me. Oh, I've got gloves now. Oh, I better do glove color then. How about like a white gloves, like a conductor's gloves, like Mickey Mouse would have? Mickey Mouse would never fuck an insectoid. Oh, beard back. Yeah, a handlebar, I guess. Actually, yeah, go on. Yeah, why not? Johan the Wolf. How about Chobis the guy? Chobis the friend. The music is very loud. Yeah, I'm turning the music down yet again because we don't need it. It's not good enough. Okay, here we are. Main area. Messages: egg thieves, druids market, monsters base, slave warrior, and treasury. At the bottom it says gold badge of Inferno, silver badge of Inferno, bronze badge of Inferno, gold badge of Frozen Storm, silver badge of Frozen Storm. I don't know what any of those are. Behind your text it says annual events: January King's Own Tournament, February Arms Fair, and then just a bunch of events. And then here we've got Map of Realm. I guess that's where we are. Then here's our base. So I guess we build this up into stuff. Then we've got no monsters. Then we've got eggs and juvenile creatures, but we can purchase an egg. We could purchase. How much money do we have? 119,000? No, 11,900. So we could buy. Do we want to buy an egg? No, we can't even buy an egg. We can buy a hatchling. And of those, we could get a vampire worm, a leopard monkey. Shout out if one of these monster names seems more appealing than the others. Worm hatchling, leopard monkey, spotted wolf, hyena, another kind of spotted wolf, another worm hatchling, a hunter bug, a spotted wolf, a hyena, an alligator, a reaper dragon, a ryodoron, a gillo, and then that's it. Vampire worm? I don't... Oh, you can get eggs, but I can't get a wolf egg. But I could get a worm, a harvest worm egg. Or maybe that's a verb, like harvest worm egg. Do you want to harvest worm egg? Shaz wants a vampire worm. Vulture crab egg. Did it say that? We'd have to get that if it said it. I don't know if we got a vulture crab. Vulture crab egg. Yeah, vulture crab egg. And now we're going to buy it somehow. It's an insectoid, it's male, it eats plants, so that means it's got a good upkeep. It's a small scavenger native to the western coastal region. It's the fastest insectoid and requires a wet environment, but is cheap to keep because it can feed on mostly plant food. And it does shock damage, which is good. And how do I buy it? That's the information, but how do I then... Do I drag? How do I buy you? You can purchase creatures from local hunters. This is what I'm attempting to do. Did I buy it? Yeah, buy. And now I go here.
Meat from local hunters. Adding meat as a food supplement provides an attack bonus against a specific class of monsters.
Yeah, okay, but let's get some plants in here first, right? You eat.
Increase the food amount to make your creature a bit stronger. This will raise the upkeep cost as well.
It's a big egg. Well, maybe everything else here is quite small. I don't know. How do I go back to that shop? Alchemist, blacksmith, recruit, purchase. Yeah. Oh. This is just someone selling monsters. Oh, I could buy a gorilla. I mean, I can't afford it. No, I can afford it. I can afford a cave arachnid, a spiny rat, a vulture. Oh, that's a little preview of what a vulture crab will look like. Rat, Rhyodoron, hyena. I could have a gorilla. Always buy a gorilla. If I've got a vulture crab and a gorilla, I'm kind of covered on like both angles, you know? And if I go back to my juvenile creatures, there we go. Here's my gorilla. So it's going to need food, right? A gorilla is a monster? A gorilla can batter something, and I think that's all that really counts in this game. Does the egg eat plants? I think the egg eats plants or meat. I think anything will eat meat if given the opportunity. I want to feed... Oh, I can do surgery on the gorilla. I can do vivisection. I don't want to vivisect my gorilla. That's kind of gross. I could kill it. Arena combat statistics, obviously none. I could sell the monster, but why would I? I want to buy some food for my... I want to buy some food for my monsters. Do you have to go out and find the food? Well, previously I was shown a hunter who was selling me things. Chobis the... Oh, here I am. Am I a gladiatorial combatant alongside my monster? I want to feed you so much. I want you so much to be healthy. Sell, kill. I don't know. I don't know how to feed my monster. This maybe could cause problems. Shall I go on an expedition? I don't know. There isn't like a farm, you know? Let's click on egg thieves. Druids hold the annual fair in the province. Unfortunately, they were not careful enough and 3 of their eggs were stolen. They think you can help them get the eggs back. They would be grateful. The druids assume that the thief intends to sell the eggs to a monster breeding house sooner or later. When the thieves contact you, you will need to act quickly. Seize the opportunity to buy back or retrieve the 3 eggs in combat. If you succeed, the druids will reward you with a valuable gift and offer more goods for sale next fair. I'll do it, but I won't do any violence. I'll just buy the eggs. Good. Now you have to prepare for the thieves to show up. Prepare your team and get ready. I don't know how to prepare my team or get ready. I don't know how to do either of those things. I just want to feed Monster Kennel, Hatchling's Cabin, Alchemist Sack. Is there like a feeding grounds in here? Hello, Summer. Do you know how to get food to feed a monster? I can recruit someone. I don't know if I want to do that either. Purchase. Local hunters, great. So I just want some plant matter, I think. They don't sell it. They don't sell plants. Does that mean it can just graze off the floor then, maybe? I'm going to buy some mammal meat. I'm going to buy some mammal meat. I'm going to buy another bit of mammal meat. And I'm going to give one mammal meat to my gorilla. Somehow. Mammal meat for gorilla. One mammal meat. Can you grow crops? Maybe. Right click on gorilla? No. Yeah, maybe the gorilla can live outside. You don't want to coop a gorilla up. Oh, I'd love to feed you some meat. You'd love it. I'd love to feed you some meat. I don't know how. Go hunt for plants? I think when they eat, I just put them outside. And then they just they'll eat the floor. That's my new belief. This egg will grow up into something that eats the floor. Can we no longer get a random morph phrase? Yeah, you can. Have you had any trouble doing it? Have you attempted to do it and failed? Funky, that's never been the command. Do I go on an expedition? Let's expedition. Also, let me change the I need to like change the white balance on my head as the day goes on. I guess maybe this is when I set it to auto. Come on. White balance this, please. It could be worse. I still look a little puce, if you know what I mean. Still pucer than I'd like.
You do not have any combat potions. Click on the purchase button to buy potions.
Click on the purchase button to buy potions. I need to turn this guy up so you can hear the intonation. There's a real, like, YouTuber AI energy to it.
You do not have any combat potions. Click on the purchase button to buy potions.
Click on the purchase button to buy potions. I need combat potions.
You do not have any combat potions. Click on the purchase button to buy potions.
I want to buy potions. Oh, I don't have any combat potions. Okay, Gorilla, you're coming with me. And
always have potions on your combatants if possible. Potions can cure poisoning, replenish health points, energy, and mana.
well, I want cancel. I'm going to buy combat potions. I've been advised that they're good. Okay, combat potions. Weak healing potion, lovely. Diluted healing potion, good. Potion of courage, good. Weak healing potion, diluted healing potion. Antitoxin, strength, magic, mammal toxin, reptile toxin, beaver toxin. Okay, those are buy. And now we'll go on our first expedition.
This combat is lethal. Keep your main character safe. Move to exit hex if overwhelmed by the enemy.
Lethal meaning like really hard. All right, have a good time, Immoral. Thank you for tuning in. All right, the gorilla. I'm giving the gorilla some potions. Gorilla? Can a gorilla carry potions? Gorilla?
Always have potions on your
Potions,
combatants
yeah,
if
okay.
possible.
Healing. Reptile toxin. Oh, that's not a potion. Antitoxin, because it would be terrible to get toxins. And strength, so I can kill. Attacks can end in 3 ways. Dodge, parry, or hit and counterattack. Okay. Nest in the basement. Be aware, this combat is lethal. Collect as many eggs as you can. Move to exit Hex and leave the area. When you inspected your dilapidated estate, you made a surprising discovery. A hunter bug has laid eggs in the basement of the old keep. Okay. So I need to get these eggs and kill this hunter bug. The hunter bug has 9 health and it's eager. And it also has 9 action points and 23 energy. What does this gorilla have? This gorilla could kill it. Go, gorilla. Gorilla, use your attack. Use gorilla attack. I think the gorilla has not enough action points left. Okay, I'll go. Go me. You've run out of action points. Can I rewind? Can I go back? Can I go back? Can I rewind? Can I go back to the beginning of the turn? I should have let the hunter bug come to me. All right, end turn. Okay. The gorilla is not bothered. The gorilla doesn't... The gorilla lost 4 of 34 health. Is this Pokemon? This is Pokemon! Look, I've got a gorilla. I don't know if that's supposed to convince you that it's Pokemon, but it convinces me. Now the gorilla will attack the bug. The gorilla... Bang. The gorilla... Yeah, the bug will be dead in a second. Look at that. That's gaming right there. Victory. You've successfully discovered the entire cave and killed all the creatures. Gorilla and Chobis. This is gaming. This is Mega Chess. Yeah, I suppose so. And now look.
Increase the food amount to make your creature a bit stronger. Drag and drop.
I've got 3 eggs. I have 3 eggs. And my eggs will wake up. I guess hatch is the word they use these days. My eggs will wake up in 3 turns. Okay. I've got 1 hour until I need to start on dinner. And it would be great if I get to see at least one. I'd like to see my vulture crab come to life. Combatants and training. That's me. Should I go to the catacomb? Oh, God. A catacomb is an ancient and infamous prison. No, I'd want to be a bit more... How should I spend my time? Okay, message from the Treasury. Try not to take out a loan in your first year. Yep, just like in real life. Slave warrior. Save money for important fairs. Slave traders arrive every fall. I don't think I'm going to have my gorilla farm being tended to by slaves. Base. Build the hatchling's cabin as soon as possible. Without it, you won't be able to use your rune stones and magic scrolls. I'd hate to not be able to use my rune stones and magic scrolls. A hatchling's cabin. Here we go. Build. How much money do I have left? Oh, 5,700. That's fine. You can fit in a game door before then. That needs to become a forbidden word. Game doors really messed me up in the past. Druids Market. Annual Druids Market started this month. Druids have gathered to sell their tame creatures. Yeah. I think I've seen you guys. Do I want something? Do I want a leopard monkey or a hyena? Let's get a hyena. Yeah, and then you can live with the gorilla. You two can just live together, I think. Probably. Don't know how to feed creatures. That's going to be my downfall. Monsters. Crossbreed potion is essential to crossbreed different species. I don't care. I'm not going to do that. That seems sick to me. What should I? Shall I go on this tournament? No, I just don't think I'm ready for any of this stuff. Yeah, let's go on a northern expedition. It costs 4 grand to go on an expedition. I'm not spending all my money to go on an expedition. Let's research something. I don't want to vivisect my guys. I'm not really clued up on what I'm supposed to do on an average turn. I'm not really clued up on what I'm supposed to do full stop. Encyclopedia, yeah. Like how to play. Maybe I don't want that. What do you think? Should I go on an expedition? Should I go to the catacomb? Should I participate in the lesser nobilities tournament? Or should I just skip my turn and just let time move forward and hope that is to my benefit in some way? I feel like I probably shouldn't just be skipping turns right at the very beginning. That feels like that's something that you should do when you're snookered in some way, and I should be at the prime of my life. I've got my whole life ahead of me. I shouldn't be standing still, saying, can you just crawl in a hole? That'll be what I'm doing the moment I turn the stream off. This sounds too complicated. Yeah, that's the appeal. This, loads of people make games to try and simulate aspects of life, but actually life's too complicated to understand. I know this wasn't like Sartre's central thesis, but it was in there, You can't understand life, and games should go over your head because they help you learn the essential skill of adapting to chaos. The snow and desert shouldn't be on the same side of that mountain range. I'm going a bit that way myself, Funky. Whenever I see mountain ranges and river trajectories that don't make any like topological sense, I start to get really angry. I was looking at a game trailer over the weekend, and they had a typo in it, but it was a game that was all about storytelling and dialogue. And as soon as I saw a misspelling of a word, I was like, I just unwishlisted it. We need to understand chaos, but you can also be really prissy about like accuracy. Should we go on an island expedition? They're all the same. Morocco has a ski resort. They've got everything now. Sheffield has a ski resort. Unless it's on fire again. Let's go to the island. We'll have a great time. And have we gone? Are we there? Are we at the island, or are we heading? You can get snow on a beach though, can't you? The expedition is underway, marching steadily towards uncharted landscapes. As soon as it discovers traces of unknown species, it sets up camp. What's it? The catacomb? Velvet spider nest. Okay.
This combat is lethal. Keep your main character safe. Move to exit hex.
Well, I don't fancy our chances because I don't know what I'm doing. Be aware, this combat is lethal. Velvet spiders often occupy small caves to lay eggs. Who doesn't? Now let's check on the stats of your average velvet spider. I could kill one velvet spider and steal 4 eggs. So let's just start with that. If all the velvet spiders rush us, then buddy, I'm gonna die. But I think there's a good chance I could steal 4 eggs. So that's that for now. No, no, no. How do they know I'm here? I just want to kill one spider. No, I'm going to die. This will kill me. What if I go here? Ow. Oh. They get opportunity attacks. We're in D&D. Well, I want to get a surround on this. But then I'm wasting a turn. I'm just letting a spider attack me. What happened there? Wounded? What does that mean? How am I? What are my attributes? I'm poisoned and I'm webbing. It's not wound, web. Okay. But otherwise, I'm all right. Yeah, this is the one character who could heal themselves. So let's just bash the spider to heck. The spider was not bothered. Oh, all creatures counterattack, do they? That's really bad. That's really bad. Everything counterattacks. Okay, Chobis is poisoned. And I think I'm dead. But we're playing on. We'll just play on, will we? I don't think I want to be a monster breeder anymore. I think I made a big mistake. I never should have bred these monsters. I think this was a mistake. This whole thing. Am I just out of points again? I think I've probably... Is this just the end of my entire campaign? I should have. I just couldn't see the hall. I couldn't see the hall. Which is how I say hole. Can the gorilla get the potions off of my dead body? Oh, there's more coming. Okay. Can the gorilla attack? Oh, the gorilla went up a level. Level 2. And we've got a level 2 gorilla. It is Pokemon. Maybe I'll come... Oh. Oh. The hyena's probably going to die. Yeah, I think the hyena's going to die. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, interesting. Well, we'll kill a velvet spider. And then I don't know what happens after that. If I could play as the gorilla, that might be actually better than if I'd survived. Ow. We're just going to get an egg. That's our plan. Get egg, leave. Okay, gorilla, get an egg. Get an egg. Okay, we've got 4 eggs. And if we can leave, then maybe this is good. We just need to not die. I am poisoned, and by me I mean the gorilla. So there's probably no chance of surviving. Well, the fact there's opportunity attacks like in D&D means if something runs up to you, yeah, and then the poison just takes me out. The gorilla leveled up though, and everyone's dead, and I'm dead, and I'm dead. I don't want to be a monster breeder anymore. I don't want to breed monsters anymore. I'm turning it off. I don't want to breed monsters anymore. I think Monster Breeder was a mistake. We never should have bred those monsters, you know? We should have done something else. Anything else, really. Scrandle? Yeah. Let's have a calming Scrandle to just finish off. I never learned my lesson, you know? I'm always biting off more than I could chew. We'll scran and then we'll scram. The scran and scram. This soundtrack was composed by Martijn. He gave it to me and said I could use them, but I don't have a use for it right now. But I like the music, so I'll just pop it on. All right, let's do the daily. So the first off is we're giving our sincere opinion. What's better between this chicken and curry and chips thing, like a pot, or corned beef and potato pie? I mean, it's probably got to be the pie. I'm not the biggest corned beef guy. And I don't understand what that splodge is or could ever hope to do against that absolute slab of pastry. But the chicken and curry and chips is gross. You don't want to waterlog your chips. Wet chips are bad. And so even though I don't like corned beef, but there is potato in there. Potato is an unassailable vegetable. You just can't say a bad thing against potatoes. So I think we're going this way. Pie is horrific. Have you seen the chips? I don't disagree, but when you're playing Scrandle, it's all relative, isn't it? I don't think that's gravy. It's got too much viscosity. I think it's barbecue sauce or something. Oh, we're straight in. That's not our opinion. That's everyone else's. Okay. Okay. Do we want these chili and cheese loaded nachos or do we want the mushroom pie? Pizza. I tend to think that a bad pizza is better than a bad anything else most of the time. Like, pizza's just essentially a nice kind of food. It's like a fundamental building block of good scran. Nachos, however, can be sad, especially if they're actually surprisingly easy to be bland. That pizza at that price is offensive. I'll go along with that. I don't disagree with that. Something about the actual chili here looks shit. The chili looks shite. But at the same time, it's like actual food. It's kidney bean. There's tomato in there. Like, how bad could it be? The thing is about like a processed thing is it can be really, really shit to save money. But you can't make a kidney bean taste worse on purpose. You know what? I've thought about that for more than no time, and I realised that's not true. You could deliberately grow really bad vegetables. This is very little, very expensive, very thin, and very rubbish looking. And maybe this is a rare time that a pizza doesn't win. Yeah. 2 hot dogs and 2 drinks. Yes. Frankenfeast hot dog. Oh. The Frankenfeast hot dog. I don't care about these 2 drinks. The Frankenfeast hot dog has a nicer looking bun. I know that's not what's going to be top on everyone's considerations, but the bun here looks nicer. It looks fresher. It looks more like it was baked by a human being. The actual sausage in the bun looks better. I want the Frankenfeast hot dog. It looks nice. I don't want 2 bad hot dogs. I don't know. Maybe this is when I passed into being some sort of gastronomic slob. But I actually don't want a greater quantity of shit food than a smaller quantity of nice food. Okay. Now we've really got to go big on the theory, right? This is where it gets hard. It's when everything is shockingly shit, but there's almost no discrepancy in the level of rank. That's when you really need to think. Do you think there are cultural biases at play in this game? 1,000,000%. It's mostly British people who feed back into it. Like, if this was done in Cambodia, all the stuff that was like wasps in a bun would win. But because it's mostly done by like Western Europeans and sometimes North Americans looking to have a crack at the absolute gobshit food we feed ourselves while watching football, that informs the cultural norms that can win as guesses. Chicken and mushroom pucker pie. Oh, it's not even like a horrible thing made on site. It's a horrible thing made en masse. I mean, that's just a normal pucker pie. That's just what they look like inside. Fascinated by choice of photo. What would I rather have? I mean, a pucker pie. Has anyone had a pucker pie? They are fine. They are like edible. If you opened up a nice pasty, the thing is about this pie that's not done it in its favour, it's unlike a sandwich. Taking the top off a sandwich to look in is very normal. But taking 5 bites out of a pie and then go, look at that, that will always look gross. Pies are often filled with gravy and stock and stuff. It's always going to look sloppy and weird in a pie. You're never supposed to look in a pie. The interior of a pie always looks like a vivisection. Bekank Music, Martijn Denier. I would eat the pie. It's a pucker pie. It's standardized. This bacon looks like it's got like, what's the name of the that weird mottled texture that's on Nana's ceilings and stuff? Artex. This is covered in Artex. That's just a pie. There we go. We just scrunched it. Sausage, chips, and curry sauce. Oh, it's not just that. It's in a hollowed cob. Or salt and chili chips, but some of the chips, sweet potato. I'm actually salivating. I'm actually salivating on this one. Stucco. I call it Artex or Gore-Tex. I don't know if there's a difference. I don't know what this means, but underneath salt and silly chips, it says Unreal. Cobb mentioned air horn noise. I love a Cobb. Cobb is the West Midlands name, right? I say Cobb. But then I moved up to Hull and they said bread cake. And that's fine too. We're all friends here. Gore-Tex is a waterproof material. Okay, is Artex the other thing? All right, what do I want? The chili sauce, the curry sauce here looks really miserly. You know, they haven't actually been very forthcoming with that. Thanks, Buzz Josie. I knew someone would bail me out. I'm going to go with salt and chili chips. When I'm playing Scrandle, if ever I see a bit of vegetables, I think that's it, you know. So we've got some spring onion here. We've got some, I don't know what that is, big coriander leaves, or got some spring onions and some coriander leaves, and we've got sesame seeds. Got to be this. That's like actual nice food. Ooh. What's on it? Apple sauce. It looks horrible though, and the apple sauce has got the bun all wet. Even though the bun looks really bad, I don't know, I just like these ingredients. They're the worst versions of them. The bun is the worst bun you'll ever have. This will be the worst. Every single ingredient here looks like the worst version you can ever get. The burger looks fine. But I just like this combo more than I want that ever. I don't want that. It's too wet. It's dribbling everywhere. You'd be fully beaned? I don't think so. I think they've been a bit spare in there. That burger's not necessarily overdone. If you've got low quality meat, crisping it up will help you through. I don't know. I like you saying pork and apple sauce elite combo. It's the normal combo. It's the sauce that goes with that meat. Bread and butter elite combo. That burger was cold. The cheese not melted. Yeah, that's ice cold. But look at that. It's been sat in a vat for half a day. I don't think it's cold. I mean, the apple sauce will be cold. Bread and butter. But I mean, bread and butter is elite. You know what will go really well with that knife? A fork. That's an elite combo. It's just something people normally say about something that's like novel. Bread and butter is yeah. Bread. I had some bread and butter today. Like it goes hard. No one is knocking bread and butter. Well, I know what we're all having for our dinner. Is anyone watching Corriedale tonight? Harry Hardy's going to be streaming it. The shout outs work through this. Shout out Harry Hardy. Harry Hardy's going to be streaming it. Just doesn't work through this. Bread and butter on its own is boring. Come on, Burnzoid. You want to watch Corriedale? You watching EastEnders, Funky? MLT, what's that? something MLT. Oh no, MLT is the name of. It's Malta. Sorry, I thought they were going off a BLT, and I was trying to work out what the ingredients were. I was thinking like tomato sauce, red oil and balsamic. Oh come on, we can't all be fancy. It's going to be the pulled pork bap, isn't it? It's going to be perceived as being higher quality. I would probably eat this first, but I need to trust myself. What on earth's going on here? Of course, it's the Kinder Bueno. What? There's no competition. Ooh. Nothing seems wrong with the burger. However, the hot dog looks nicer. Unless you're just insane for burgers. This is at Brighton and Hove. It'll be fancy. Yeah. This is nice. This looks rank. The chicken curry looks rank, and the butter chicken and rice looks okay. Like the meat looks okay. Like it's been cooked for an appropriate amount of time. This looks like the goop that people were kept in the Matrix. This is real life. This is 4K ray tracing. Okay, last one. Chori pan, which I don't understand, but seems to be a chorizo sausage maybe, with some chopped red peppers and only partially fried onions. Or an extremely colourful chicken katsu curry. You've got like the panko fried chicken. Again, red peppers, jalapeno chili peppers, red chili peppers, and then sort of small onion rings, raw onion rings. I could go either way on this. They both seem fine. It's not often you get like just two nice options. It looks like a ready meal. Yeah, I guess. Like, that doesn't mean it will taste worse than the hot dog. Shitty Katsu really watered down the brand. Yeah, I don't know why they brought out Shitty Katsu. The bread ratio is horrid on the left. Keep in mind, if you look at the bottom, you can see it's actually like a big hot dog that's been cut in half, which I prefer because then you can't get burned by the oils in the middle. I could go, I mean, it could use some sauce, the chori pan. It'll be a bit dry. I think the bread could have been cut more evenly, right? There's quite a lot of bread on the top. Yeah. It needs a sauce. I think however you slice it, this is probably a bit nicer. Okay, that's an egg on my face. I'm just outside of the zeitgeist, I guess. But then maybe, see, I don't know what factors people are putting into play because you're not supposed to have a katsu curry at a football match, are you? You're supposed to eat meat with your hands. But it could be like people enforcing. They're not basing it on like what they think tastes nicest. They're basing it on like what you're supposed to eat at a football game. Well, that's that. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. This Wednesday, touch wood and honestly send some prayers my way. I want to get the latest iteration of Normal Game up and running. Based on a bunch of tests I did today and yesterday, something's wrong. Something's wrong in there. And I need to fix it tomorrow and the day after for Wednesday to go well. So please send me some prayers. Send me some nice. Be nice to me. That kind of thing. Other than that, I'm going to go. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to live a great life. I'm going to think of this stream very fondly. And I'll talk to you all later. It's Corriedale tonight. I know none of you care. I've already watched it. If you're on ITVX, you can watch it whenever you like. I screamed and cheered and clapped when I saw Snake Pass. Snake Pass on a television show. Oh, yes, and this Friday we're doing our inaugural community stream of Peak. Peak is currently £3.98 on Steam. I think you may only be able to get it at that price for a small clutch of hours longer. We're going to do a community game stream where we're just going to do our best to get to the end. There's a mod that lets you expand the amount of people who can play this 4-player game to up to 30. We'll see how that goes, whether that stretches my bandwidth beyond all comprehension, or whether it's just we all die and get miserable together. Peaks is going to be peak. I'm very much looking forward to it. Be well, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. If you'd like to find out about future streams, please join the Discord. And if you wouldn't, please block my number and do not contact me again. Goodbye.
Hello, if I try and talk.
I can't because all is am I getting close?
Hello, it's me, normal Sean. I'm talking in my normal voice.
Is that anything? I sound like a guy. Which one? Which guy? Try using head voice. Bloody, my voice can't get. I guess. All right. Well. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. All right. Some people are just like that. Some people don't get as bored as I do. No, I'm not a slut. I've got ADHD. I think you can talk to the cat. If there's a alien in